spotted outside the 11. 4th down, less than a yard, and Buffalo has elected to go for it. 10th play of the drive. It has chewed up 4 minutes and 48 seconds off Joe Herring's defense.
I think back to the play in Indianapolis last week. Similar kind of situation. Derek Holmes was stopped. And Elijah Pitts chose to go ahead and take that field goal instead of going for it in that situation.
Garner gets the ball and the first down. So the clock will continue to tick down. Buffalo a 3-point lead. They convert on 4th.
Will Gardner, he's a load. You never see him carry the ball. Atlanta can't be expecting to see him carry the ball in that situation. Did a good line surge. Marv upset about something.
Take it easy, Marv. Things are looking pretty good right now for your team. 3:30 to play. Again, coming up next, it'll be the Niners and Cowboys in Dallas. Gardner again slammed down, maybe gained a yard.
I'm Atlanta pretty soon here. I got to start thinking about stopping the clock, number one. Number two, I know Joe Herring is thinking about sending that man and maybe another safety in there on a blitz. They got to try to make something happen. Anything. Fumbles. Force Jim Kelly into another interception situation. But they can't sit back and just let the time run and possibly get another score here.
Well, June Jones hoping at the minimum to allow a field goal. Holmes taken down at the 5. Jesse Tuggle along with Roger Harper there.
Kevin Ross did a good job of standing up to the block of Reuben Brown. Coming from around the corner on the other side. Guy 304. Taking on a 185-pound defensive back. Here's a guy, you want to make Kevin Ross so tough. He got hit by a car 4 times when he was a kid. That'll toughen you up.
That'll do it.
Hey, Benny, what do they call these shoes anyway?
Air Penny.
So who you guys playing tonight anyway?
Minnesota.
Oh, Los Lobos. I guess you're going for the big numbers tonight, huh? Now I want you to work them inside, work them outside. I'm sitting triple-double here. Now, Penny. I want to say hello to my man Kevin Garnett.
Kevin Garnett?
Yeah, Garnett. We went to high school together. Tell him little Penny from the science club says hello. Can you do that for brother?
Nike presents This Week in Pee Wee Football. The Colts won their 3rd straight Sunday, due in large part to a defense made up of hellfire and brimstone. Colts defenders held the Steelers scoreless on a relentless mission of search and destroy. Like birds of prey, one swoops in to disrupt a play, leaving his teammates to scavenge the remains.
I've always wanted to do this. With NFL Sunday Ticket on DirecTV, you get up to 13 regular season games live every Sunday. So if Washington is blowing out the Bucs, just switch to the 49ers Saints game. But hey, is Emmitt Smith breaking the rushing record? Are the Giants rushing
trailing by 6. We'll see.
Right, absolutely. They got to at least hold for the field goal.
Holmes will not get to the end zone, so the Atlanta defense stands tall on 3rd and goal. The clock will wind down to the 2-minute warning. The first man to step in was Clay Matthews, and he got help from Darryl Talley.
We talked about Ross and Matthews. There they are together. You don't think they're going to try to make something happen? That made the play right there. He actually turns it back in to Clay Matthews. An ex-Buffalo Bill, maybe knowing where they're going to run, making a big-time play.
Okay, new.
As long as he's been in there, 18 years. Watch this play. He came all the way across the formation. They say never trade 1 for 1 as a defensive player. And that's what Darryl Talley did.
Matthews will be 40 years old come March. Still playing terrific football. Field goal try by Christie. Ball spotted at the 11. 21-yard field goal try to give Buffalo a 6-point lead, and it is good. So 23-17 Buffalo. But Atlanta will get the ball back, trailing by 6. And you know what June Jones' offense can do. We saw him score on 3 plays in about a minute and a half early in the third.
Absolutely, and they still got 1 timeout left, so they can't stop it. They picked Buffalo apart all day underneath. Mathis, Emmanuel, the big plays. That guy there hasn't really had a big play, and that was the man they talked about having to keep out of there. He hasn't been a factor in special teams. I think the weather had a lot to do with that. But I think the scheme has been, number 1, to slow down the run in Craig Heyward and to keep Eric Metcalf off the scoreboard.
San Francisco and Dallas, the second half of our Fox NFL Sunday doubleheader. But still 1:56 left here at Rich Stadium in Orchard Park. Well, a year ago, Atlanta lost games like this regularly. 5 games in the closing minutes. They had a lead at the 2-minute warning in 4 of those games, only to lose. But this season, 3 close wins, including a couple of them in overtime. And Jeff George, June Jones will tell you, he has finally arrived as a quarterback. This could help a great deal in that progress today.
Right, you know, I mean, regardless of what happens on this drive here, I think Jeff George has shown up and made plays for this team when he's had to make plays. And we saw a couple great throws. The one down there to Mathis that didn't quite get in for the touchdown. Just a absolutely great throw in bad weather.
Christie has not kicked well all day long. Line drive, very returnable by Preston. Big return out to the 35, and he's finally shoved out of bounds by Yanel Jourdain. So here comes George and the Falcons.
That has killed the Buffalo Bills, and they take so much pride in it. Marv Levy, when he first came to Buffalo and took over as head coach there, the first thing he said to our team was that we will be better on special teams than they were for the next 4 or 5 years. But I know Bruce DeHaven, the special teams coach, is thinking, what is going on? Free agency kills them. They can't stack like they used to. But they have been hurt field position-wise by big, long returns on special teams.
First and 10 from the 35. George throws, and in and out of the hands of Bert Emanuel, who was looking for a flag. And he didn't get one. Well, let's go to Hollywood and James Brown.
Tom, you guys will see this following the conclusion of your game, but take a look at Jerry Rice, second play of the game. Deion Sanders not on him, but Jerry Rice, 81 yards to pay dirt. San Francisco strikes first, leading by a touchdown. Back to Buffalo, Tom Brenneman and Ron Pitts.
Boy, the world champions show up. They're not going to just lay down. Because
and the best receiver in football history. Second and 10. Atlanta down 6 with 1:44 left. Open receiver across the middle is Eric Metcalf. His first big play of the day. He's to the Buffalo 37. Atlanta 1 timeout left.
And George is going to get him on the line. He doesn't want to use the timeout. He wants to save it. So when he's inside the 30 or inside the 20.
He'll just spike it into the ground. 27-yard gain on the pass completion to Eric Metcalf. And June Jones club very much alive.
In situations like this, the linebackers have to stay back in this area here. They don't do that. Look at Covington. He's got to get back in here. That's the problem. He doesn't get in the throwing lane. And we just talked about Metcalf not being a factor today. He shows up in the big-time situation you need him and makes a big play.
Second and 10 at the Buffalo 37. Screen the other way. Emmanuel inside the 30, first down to the Buffalo 25. Clock continues to run, 1:12.
Lewandowski 72. They went with that old reverse screen or reverse throwback to Emmanuel. And he's got another great hit, another great block out there on the corner.
Smith came across the line of scrimmage. 58 seconds left to play.
Offside, 78, defense, unabated to the quarterback. Still first down.
This answers your questions about Jeff George. I tell you, he comes down the field, second time when they've had to get it done, he's done it. And the noise is going to be a factor here.
George, great protection to the end zone, intercepted by Kurt Schultz, who's done it for a second straight week for Buffalo.
Jeff doesn't look inside before he makes the throw. They're going to come right up the seam, and that's what they've had all day long. He's looking right at his big play guy. Metcalf down underneath, but he's looking Schultz. Schultz is standing right there. He's standing right there.
Buffalo will take over sole possession of first place for Jeff George and the Falcons. Yep. A chance to take on St. Louis next week. They will share the lead in the NFC West. Well, again, let's go to Hollywood for a McDonald's game break and James Brown.
Tom, quick strike again. Take a look at Dallas. Aikman to Irvin. The ball is knocked loose by Marquez Pope. And Morten Hanks picks it up. He takes it to the end zone. 14-0. Shades of the NFC Championship rematch. Let's take you back to Tom and Ron.
Yeah, you know, you go into those games and everything's okay, but you let a couple turnovers happen and all bets are off, and that's exactly what's happened. Cowboys could be in trouble if they don't get Emmitt and that run going. And not panic, too.
For Jeff George and the Falcons, the interception in the end zone by Schultz, his 6th interception this season.
One bad play. George is taking him up and down the field all game long. One bad play.
Atlanta out of timeouts. And a celebration on in Buffalo. This team, 4 straight AFC Championship appearances into the Super Bowl. And Marv Levy has the Bills back, much to the chagrin of many around the football world. These Bills have been maligned. Jim Kelly, Marv Levy, Bruce Smith, the whole lot that have played through 4 Super Bowls. And who knows, Ron Pitts, they may get back there yet again.
Well, it may be a bit early for that. They got a road to haul, but you know, they knew they were facing a very, very much improved Atlanta Falcons team. And they had to fight, scratch, and dig. And like I say, I go back. One bad play by Jeff George. It could have been a different story.
And that will do it. Kelly going to hang on to the ball and hand it over to his longtime teammate, Darryl Talley. Marv Levy, his first game back, missing the last 3 following the prostate cancer surgery. And it's a victorious return here at Rich Stadium. Now for Ron Pitts, Tom Brenneman, for our Fox crew, so long from Rich Stadium, 23-17 Buffalo. Up next, it'll be the 49ers and Cowboys, our second half of our Fox NFL Sunday doubleheader. Great game here at Rich Stadium. Kelly and the Bills prevail. You're watching Fox Sports coverage of the National Football League.